Hey guys, so I have done 50 days on piano and I'm very, very proud of myself. I've come a very long way and it's taken a lot of discipline to get here, to be honest. This is the first thing I've truly and consistently committed myself to, and the consistent part is very important because it's very hard to build a skill when you go all in, you go hard, and then you fall off. And then you go all in your heart and you fall off, you know? But I've just been very, very consistent and working at piano and practicing, making sure I'm challenging myself. And I'm proud. Like, quite frankly, I'm just very proud. Um, as of lately, I have been judging myself a little bit more, and I've reflected, and I know I shouldn't be. I definitely need to be a bit more patient. And I do know that it's because for me, like 50 days was a checkpoint that I was really excited to get to. And I had no expectations because I was so out of touch with the music world that I didn't even have an idea of where I should be by then. And now that I'm here, obviously, of course, now I'm like, oh, I should be further, which really doesn't make any sense. Everybody's journey is going to look different. And I actually have come far in a lot of ways. Like, I can read sheet music now. So I have been using Yousician, and I can read any sheet music as far as notes goes. As far as notation, I've gotten really good with notation, but I will say I do hesitate. I'm like, okay, that's a whole rest, you know? Especially there are some pieces that, you cross hands, and I'm like, but I can do it. And I'm not scared of the metronome anymore. That's a really big win for me. And now I understand like which note the beat should be on. And that was a big win for me. What else? What else? My ear training has gotten so much better. You wouldn't believe if you go back in some of the VODs that I have. You know that I always do my ear training, and I could not differentiate between a high and a low note. Like this, it seems so obvious to me now, but before I'm like, is that the same sound? It was that bad. I really had no idea. It could be an entire octave away, and I was like, it's the same. But I've gotten very, very good with that. Just like identifying the notes and knowing when something's higher or lower. And oh, my major and minor scales are really good. I can form any major or minor scale. I really studied the circle of fifths. I am trying to keep up with the music theory as I go through this journey. So yeah, like obviously, like I can do it simultaneously. Well, I don't want to say obviously. I've been practicing doing it simultaneously with both hands, but it's still difficult. Like if I did D, I know that there's two sharps, so it's going to be F and C. Fingering's not perfect, but when it comes to the scales, I really do try to pay attention to fingering. But when I do the hands together, fingering gets a little E. But yeah, and I would know. So if this is like a D major scale, I would know counting 3 keys back, it's going to be relative to B a minor scale. And I can form any of these scales. So even if I don't know B off the top of my head, well, obviously I know it's relative to D, so I would know that it has these two sharps again. But I also know to count like whole, half, whole, half, whole. All right. Whereas a major would be whole, half, whole, half, whole. Right. A major is whole, half, whole, half, whole. whole, half, whole, half. Why do I want to keep going? I don't know. I can do it. I'm just very nervous making this video, and I don't know why. I go live all the time, but when it comes to posting videos like for after the fact, I'm like, oh my goodness. But yeah, I get stage fright. I have been reading a bit more about piano as well. And everybody's just like, you can't be nervous if you're trying to be a great pianist. Like, you need to figure out what's making you nervous and work through that, because you have conscious and subconscious insecurity. And I'm like, I know. So yeah. What else? So a lot of my insecurity was coming from the fact that I haven't memorized any songs. And I just felt like, oh, I mean, I'm so far along, but I feel like I don't have anything to show for it. And I think that's the part of me that was just looking for, I don't know, like something tangible, like a very, very measurable goal of like, oh, I got this far. Like, I can play Happy Birthday. And for the holidays, I did learn some songs, but I think the only one I really memorize is We Wish You a Merry Christmas, and that's like barely. You're making me nervous. Yeah, okay, so I have that. But I feel like I've gone through so many songs with Yousician, I didn't memorize any of them. So that's on me to go back and do that. But I had been working on Yiruma from the start. If you've watched my Yousician week 1 of trials and tribulations, I started out with the easy version of Yiruma River Flows in You. And I was proud of, like, I'm like, oh my god, did you hear it? Yeah, so I've come a long way with Yiruma, but I stopped adding on to it. So I would say, like, after a few sessions doing Yiruma, I was like, oh, okay. And I just kind of used it as a warm-up. Like, I would play what I knew, and then I would just do Yousician. But recently I was like, you know what? I wanna learn the rest of the medium version. And by the next day, I literally memorized the whole thing. And I just learned it. I'm pretty sure on day 50. And I guess I'll play that, as I don't want this to be super long. I'll play that for you guys so you guys can kind of see where I'm at. I'm really nervous and my hands are tired because I've been using a dozen a day book and just doing a lot of like left hand exercises to build strength and flexibility in my hands. Just FYI, it's tiring. But okay. I haven't played today. Okay, so to be quite honest, I was making the video and then I was like, okay, like my hands, they don't hurt at all. They just feel so heavy, like exhausted, like they just need to go to sleep. And yeah, I've never felt this way before. Like I just feel so fatigued in my hands. But I was really putting in work. Like it would be like an hour and a half straight of just strengthening, and then I would go into practicing. Like, so I understand needing a break. This has been my first day off. And of course, I'm like, let me make a video and do Yiruma. So my hands are like, yo, I need a break. So I was all upset because every time I would try to play, like my hand just like got tired. So I laid on the floor for a bit and I had turned everything off and I was like, just forget it. And then I did a bunch of stretches and I was like, all right, let me like try again. So I set up my phone and of course I got through the song and I'm like, oh, now I have this buns phone quality. Like the audio is like beep, beep, beep. Like, oh, but it's all we got, okay? Because of course, like I finally had enough juice in my hands to do it once. I did it once, and now I'm like, dang, but I want to do it on here, so it sounds good. um, but yeah, that's what we get. I think I'm doing good. I'm doing good, and the exercises that I do, like the wrist stretches and neck stretches, shoulder stretches, back stretches, all before I play piano. They have worked wonders. Like I never feel any pain or anything. Again, this is the first time I felt fatigue, which was understandable because I'm using weighted keys. I'm practicing every single day, and it's a lot. So yeah, my hands do deserve a break. It's a celebratory break. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and if anyone else is on the journey, I'd love to know where you are and you know, just anything, anything really. It's like, it's so exciting and it's still so very new to me. And I'm just really excited to see, you know, where I'll be another 50 days from now. And, you know, it's exciting. And thank you guys so much. Everyone who's been supportive, everyone who has shared their time with me, who has helped me through my metronome struggles and just been positive. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, you make this a lot easier. So yeah, thank you. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to be a part of the journey. We finally hit 50 days, so we've unlocked another goal that we'll be doing. Now we're doing our splits challenge as well. And yeah, hope you'll stick around, be a part of it, be a part of the magic. And okay, this is me awkwardly dragging on. Just gonna stop here. All right, thank you. Thanks for watching. I have to reach all the way over here.